Aeneid Book 1, lines 180 to 197. Aeneas, meanwhile, climbs the cliff and seeks the whole outlook widely towards the sea. This is that dative of location. Looks like a dative, but it functions like odd plus the accusative. See if Widad here is a present subjunctive here, so probably like if he could see or if he were to see. If he could see, quem here after that see, after see nisi nomine, Ali takes a holiday. If he could see something of Antheus. Antheus here is a Greek word, and so this is the Greek accusative ending. Iactatum here, perfect passive participle, who had been tossed about by the wind. And the Phrygian biremes, kinds of ships. Or capis, this here capine is another Greek accusative. Or the weapons of Caicus in the swift ships. Now, pupibus, technically speaking, is a part of the ship. And so since it is a part of a whole, this qualifies as synecdoche. When I say my head is me, I employ synecdoche. Next verb here, again, continuing with the present tenses. He looks out at no ship in sight, or he sees no ship in sight. 3 stags wandering, participle, on the shore. Now we have here what's called asyndeton. I don't have a connecting and, so it's almost functions kind of like he's doing bullet points. Again, he sees no ship in sight. 3 stags wandering on the shore. Tota armenta here, this is not armamenta. It's nothing to do with weapons. Here, this is the herd. The whole herd follows, host them, of course, referring to the servos, from behind a tergo, and a long agmen, a long battle line. Obviously, these deer are not equipped with weapons. Maybe just a line is fine as well. A long line of deer, understood, feasts or pastures, perwales, through the valleys. Constitit, corripuit, both of these are perfect tense, unlike all the present tenses around them. He has stopped, hic here, and he has snatched up with his hand swift arrows. More about these arrows. These are the arrows quae, antecedent quae here, sagitas, which faithful Achates, weapons which faithful Achates was carrying. Faithful Achates fetus, this is Achates' primary descriptor. Just like we have Pius Aeneas, we have fetus Achates. And sterno here, it does mean to plow, but here it's kind of almost like machine gun-like action. He mows down. He mows down the leaders themselves first. Now describing these leaders. These are the leaders, again, the deer. The leaders themselves bearing lofty heads, alta capita, with branching horns. Now this is like an ablative of description, more or less. Again, he mows down, he scatters the leaders themselves first, bearing lofty heads with or of either spine, branching horns. Then, as he drives them, against here participle modifying the implied subject of misket, Aeneas, he mixes up the crowd and Omnum here, we have to delay to the end of the next line for what omnum is modifying. Turbam. There's no way omnem, the accusative singular feminine, can go with vulgus, the neuter noun. So again, then he mixes up the crowd and the whole, so the crowd and the whole mob. Again, we're talking deer with weapons. Inter, between the leafy groves. As far as word order goes, a couple interesting things are going on here. Specifically, we do have not quite chiasmus here because we have A, B, A, but then we have again A, B, A, B. Not quite sure exactly how to take that, but still it is an interesting word order there. A lot of separated adjectives or nouns and adjectives or participles separated from one another. Also, extremely interesting word order is in 192. And not before does he stop. Or he does not stop before he has poured out 7 huge bodies on the ground as the winner, as the conqueror. And he equals, Iquet, the number with the ship. Now, you don't really need to know why fundat and Iquet are subjunctives. They're present subjunctives because prius quam here takes a subjunctive mood in its subordinate as a subordinate clause. But what is interesting is that the word actually is prius quam. We have cut it in two and stuck a word in between. We call this particular rhetorical device tmesis, T-M